Yeah, so guys, you're welcome to this amazing episode. And this will be our first episode of the weekly chart analysis, where we'll be looking at different markets in the cryptocurrency market, different coins, different crypto assets, and we'll be analyzing all these crypto assets every week. And we'll be looking at potential trading opportunities, whether it's a buy opportunity, whether it's a sell opportunity. We'll be looking at them on this chart every week. So this will be an amazing session, and I hope you stick to the very end so that you can see different coins that we'll be analyzing and the potential trade you can take on them during the week. So this is going to be purely educational and it's going to be amazing. So if you're a trader, you're a crypto trader, make sure you stick to the end of this video so that you can get some of these opportunities I will be talking about in this episode. So this is our first episode, and I want to assure you are going to enjoy it. So if you're a crypto trader, stick around. If you're a forex trader too, maybe you trade crypto or you trade BTC, and even BTC is a global currency that almost everybody trades now. Or if you don't trade it, you also buy and like keep some of it. So it's very important that you look into this amazing content. So guys, if you are just joining my YouTube channel for the first time, consider subscribing to this channel. Click on the notification bell so that you get to see my posts or videos immediately I post them, and I assure you it's going to be amazing. Guys, I appreciate you for the support so far, for supporting this channel, for subscribing, for watching my videos. I appreciate that so much. So let's keep this going. Let's keep it going. Click on the subscribe button and let's get right into this content. So basically, this will be purely chart analysis. I'll be analyzing the charts, the market. I'll be telling you what has been going on in the market over the years. And basically, I'm a day trader and also a scalp trader. So I'll be looking at this chart from the day trading perspective, even though I'll be looking at it from the swing perspective too. Not fully actually, but maybe a little bit of analysis about how you can trade this if you're a swing trader. But basically, majorly it will be about the day trading perspective. So let's get right into it. So let's start with the chart of BTC. I'll be analyzing maybe about 6 to 8 markets actually, or sometimes more depending on the opportunities you can find on this market. So let's look at the chart of BTC. You can see BTC since last year. Let's look at the daily. Let's start from the daily time frame. I like to start my analysis from the higher time frame, sometimes even from the monthly. Yeah, sometimes from the monthly. And for those who are in my channel, who are in my private signal group, and that's my student, if you want to join my private signal group, guys, you have to make sure you get the 10x cryptocurrency mastermind. It's a crypto course that's going to teach you how to analyze the market to become a pro trader. You're able to analyze yourself, take trades, and do all sort of amazing things on the crypto market. So if you want to get it, you find a link around this video or a link in the description below to get the 10x cryptocurrency mastermind. So now, in January, I look at the monthly chart of BTC and I told my student that BTC is going to pump this year. And I told them my overall target for this year is around this 42K zone. Yes, somewhere around there. Somewhere around this 40K to 42K. That's my overall target for this year. So I told my students in my private channel this, and since then, since January, this is where we were in January. January, the price was around 16,007. We've had a massive ride up to around $31,000, and I still believe that we still have a way up to at least $36,000 zone or $41,000 to $42,000 zone. And the reason why I said this was that when I look at the monthly chart, I saw something like this candlestick pattern, which is a morning star. That's something like a morning star on the monthly time frame. And when you see a morning star is actually a reversal pattern when the market has been in a massive trend for a while. The market has been in a massive downtrend ever since November 2021. And January this year, we had a morning star formation. So I was already seeing this January monthly candle. I was already seeing that it was about to form a morning star. And I picked a signal around that and said BTC this year is likely going to ride up to this area of value. So basically, we see this a downtrend, and looking at the market structure of BTC, currently overall we've seen a downtrend. And before we can say BTC is potentially or confirmed in a confirmed uptrend, we would have to break this 36 to 41K zone. And once we break that to the upside and stay above that, we would say we are now in a confirmed uptrend. But then the point is that looking at the monthly chart, I found a potential buy from January, and I gave the signal in my private group for my students, and we've been able to write that up. Yes, the same signal is actually in a weekly time frame too. You understand? So it's in a weekly time frame too. And looking at this weekly, we saw something like this same morning star formation, and we have been able to ride it from around 19K, even though it started at 17 or 16K in January, but from around 19K to $31,000. So now that is for a long-term trend and for a long-term uh, movement. So let's look at the day trading perspective. Let's look at the day trading perspective on BTC, and let's start from the daily time frame, because I like to analyze my chart starting from the daily time frame, and then we look at the lower time frame. And guys, if you want to analyze the markets, the best thing is to start analyzing the market from the higher time frame. This is going to give you a broad perspective of what's going on in the market over a period of time, even though it's not very necessary that to show all these things that have happened over 2 years or close to 2 years. But then looking at the higher time frame, looking at the daily candle or the daily time frame is going to give you a broader perspective of what's going on in the market. So now, looking at BTC has been a downtrend for a long time, but since January, we've been creating a higher low, higher high. This is a higher high, this is a higher low. It means another higher high creates a low that is lower than this one actually, which is like a good demand zone for a massive ride up. And from this 18,929 zone, we had a massive push up, a consolidation around this area of value, a breakout, and we were up to 31,000. So apparently last week we rode up to, I think maybe a week ago and a few days, we rode up to something around Tuesday 18th of April. Yeah, and we rode it up to $31,000. Now, and from then we've been seeing a massive pullback or a downtrend, and we broke this support at $28,000. Now, looking at this area of value, we see that we broke this is a daily candle that formed on Friday, and this is actually the candle that broke the Thursday candle that broke this support. But then it was not when it broke this support, it didn't close below this area of value, it closed a little bit above. Then we had this candle on Friday that broke this support to the downside, and this candle yesterday, Saturday, which confirmed that the market has broken to the downside. But then, as a potential day trader, I would be still looking at a scenario whereby the candle is going to close today, Sunday, will ride up a little bit and close above this area of value. Once I can find this candle, this daily candle, closing above this area of value, I will probably be looking for buying opportunities. And overall, on Bitcoin, I'll be looking for buying opportunities. But then I'll not be looking for an opportunity to buy around this area because of the break below this area of value, this area of support and resistance. So before I can buy or before I can like activate the buy opportunity on Bitcoin, I'll be looking for this market to ride up again and come back and close above this area, maybe with the candle that's going to form today or tomorrow. So once I see a close above this area of value and a little bit of consolidation around here, there, I'll be looking for a buy opportunity and an opportunity to ride this market up, maybe to this next area of value. So that's the potential buy opportunity I'll be looking for on Bitcoin. But then I'm going to be taking a a long trade on Bitcoin, I'll probably be looking for, so you have to get, so after I've seen a breakout of this area of value and maybe a little bit consolidation, I'll be willing to ride this market up once I see an entry, maybe a candlestick formation that shows a bullish presence in the chart. My next targets will be around 31K zone. So in a scenario, the only scenario where I'll be looking at a short opportunity on Bitcoin is maybe if I just put this trend line around here, looking at this trend line, and if we see a break below this area of value, which is the trend line support, I might be looking at a trade opportunity to go short and target this 24K zone, even though that's not my favored bias on this chart. I still prefer, I still like, nothing is 100% sure in the crypto market or any financial market, but then I'm still looking at a potential push up and a break above this area of value. But then in a case where we have a break below this area of support, which is a trend line support, we might have to ride this market to the downside, look for a little bit consolidation below this, and take, yeah. So maybe if we have a break below this area of value and we have a little bit of consolidation, we might be taking a short trade, put our stop loss just a little bit above here and target this place, even though that will be a risk to reward of 1:2, which is not something I look for. I like when I make a trade, I place a trade and I have at least 1:3 risk to reward. So apparently I will not be taking this short, even though I'm analyzing on a higher time frame. When I look for trade opportunities, I usually do that on the 4 hours or maybe on the 1 hour chart. That's where I actually look for um, long opportunities on my trade. I look for that on the 1 hour or 4 hours. So let's look at the daily, or let's look at the lower time frame and see what's happening, and see if we are going to find a potential uh, trading opportunity. So now, like I said, let me just remove this. My general bias is that this market is going to like maybe hit this area of value, come back to this trend line support and push up, and with that you can look for a long opportunity around this area of value. If we see a consolidation and then we have our stop loss just a little bit around here, then we target this. This will be a 1:3.25 trade, and this is going to be an amazing trade. So I prefer, whenever I'm taking a trade, I look at the risk to reward ratio, because risk to reward ratio is one of the things that you have to look at when placing a trade. You have to be looking at what you are going to risk against what you are going to, the reward you are going to get. I mean, the reward you are going to get, which is like the reward, the money you are making, potential money you are making from the trade, against the amount you are risking, or the risk you are going to take. So in this trade, I'm potentially looking at a risk to reward of 1:3.5, which is an amazing trade. And I can still scale to the more lower time frame and see how this is going to be, and look at some minor areas of support and resistance to set my first, second, and third target. So now let's look at this 1 hour time frame and see what's happening there. This is loading. So guys, looking at this 1 hour time frame, we'll see that if we have a breakout of this area of value and maybe a little bit consolidation, and the market picks our buy here, our next level target will be $32,000, and our first target will be around this zone, because there's an area of value around here. Let me just pull out this horizontally and put it around here. So that will be our first target, around 29,000. Then our second target will be around 30,000, and this 32,000, this area of value will be the next level target for our trade. So that's how I actually pick my trade. But I always make sure I look for confirmations, maybe a trend line break or something like counter trend line, or maybe a candlestick with a bullish momentum that's going to give me a signal that there are a lot of buyers in this market around this zone. But I won't be going long on this trade until I have a breakout of this area of value, this resistance around 28,286. And once I get that, I get a bullish confirmation to confirm that this is going to be a potential uptrend, then I'll be going long. In case this does not happen, I'll be looking for a scenario. Let me just delete all this. Let me remove all this. Let me remove this. So in a scenario, in a case where the market does not do that, maybe we have a break of this trend line, I'll be joining the buy again when the market comes to this 24,690 something area of value. So let's say we have something like this. Then I like to join the buy around this 24,000 zone because it's a very good demand zone, an area where price has respected multiple times. But I will not be shorting this market from this place unless maybe I'm doing some scalps or maybe a 5 minute time frame and stuff like that. But if I'm not doing that, which is not something I want to be analyzing in this chart, because I don't analyze the scalp trading uh, scenario on this episode. Maybe I'm going to create another episode for scalp trades. So I'll be looking for the market to come back to this area of value that we have a break of this trend line support, and I'll be looking for a buy again. So let me just put, and this is another area of value where if the market breaks this one, we'll be looking at. But then on a short time period, which is the day trading perspective, I'm not going to be looking at this. But if you're a spot trader, maybe someone that's looking up to stack Bitcoin using the DCA strategy, if you don't understand what DCA strategy means, find a link around this video, maybe in the comment section, or sorry, in the description box, where I explain what DCA strategy means. DCA is actually a strategy that you can use to enter trade or to buy Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrency assets, trying to like find the best average price to buy this asset. So if you're a spot trader and we have a break of this support, you can DC and buy some Bitcoin around this place. And also if we have a break of this area, you can come back to this area at $21,000 and buy more Bitcoin. So that's what I'll be looking for on the BTC trades. And let's go to the Ethereum chart and see what's going on there. So let's look at Ethereum. Let's look at Ethereum. So let's go to the daily time frame first and look at what's happening on the daily time frame. Guys, I like to start my analysis from the daily time frame because it gives me the bigger perspective, even though sometimes I look at the monthly time frame too and the weekly time frame, but I love to look at the daily time frame for my day trading because it gives me the broad perspective of what's going on in the market. Let me just delete some of this area of values I have marked out. So scaling to the monthly time frame, because the same opportunity I saw on Bitcoin on the monthly, I saw something like that, which is like the morning star, something like, look at the morning star, you can see it right here from December to January, and I called this signal for a buy opportunity on Ethereum too in January in my private signal room. Guys, if you want to join my private signal room, you just have to get my 10x cryptocurrency mastermind, which is $100. You can find the link to buy that in the section below. And once you get that, you are going to get access to my private signal room and get access to my teachings where how I analyze the market, how I do my support and resistance, how I analyze market technically and stuff like that. So just look at this potential. We look at this potential buy and we took a buy and we have been able to ride this market up to this 21,000, 2,000, rather 2,001 $2,148 on Ethereum. So that's what we have. Even though looking at this monthly time frame, we are having a little bit of rejection, which signifies that price might be rejecting back to this 1,600 area of value. But then, as a day trader that I am, and as a day trading perspective, I'm looking at the market, I might not be considered that because it's just an overall bias of the market. So now let's look at the daily time frame. We had a breakout of this level just Thursday, last week Thursday. This is just like 3 or 4 days ago. No, not 3 days ago. Thursday 13. Okay, that was somewhere around last week. And then we had a massive ride from this 1,800 to 2,140 or so, 143. So now, ever since then, when we had this candle rejection, which weak rejection, then the market has been riding down. So let me just zoom this market. Good. Let me just zoom this market a little bit. Then we have an area of value around this zone, somewhere around here. You just have to find a way to draw that. It can't be perfect actually because it's an area where a lot of confluences, a lot of things has happened. So on Ethereum, I'll be looking at a potential buy if we have a candle close. Looking at this daily candle is a little bit weak. Look at how this closed today. You can just like try and look at how this daily candle closed today. But then it doesn't seem as if this candle is bullish and there might be a ride to the upside. But then I'm still looking at a scenario where we will have to go and break out of this support if I'm going to like take a buy, a long opportunity on this trade. Even though I feel Ethereum might come and test this support zone again before we can have a massive ride to the upside. But then this is crypto market and we can't tell what's exactly going to happen. So now I'll be looking at two scenarios, a buy and a short. And a buy will be when I see this market go to this area of support or resistance and break above it. Once it break above it, I'm looking at a buy opportunity. But if it doesn't, let's say the market goes up to this area, something like this, we have something like this, and we have a little bit of consolidation below this area, and then a bearish candle, a bearish confirmation, I might be looking for an opportunity to go short and target this next area where a lot of buyers are also going to come back in and push the market up. So it's two scenarios. If the market breaks above this and stays above this with maybe a strong bullish candle or some other confirmations, maybe like on a lower time frame, maybe some confirmations like a triangle pattern or maybe a wedge and stuff like that, or maybe a flag pattern around this area, I'll be looking for a buy and I'll be targeting this 2,400 area. But in a case where there is no breakout, I'll be looking for maybe a consolidation around below this area of value and the confirmation to go short and target this 16,000. So this is what I'll be looking for on Ethereum. So let's scale to maybe the 4-hour or 1-hour time frame and see. Yeah, we can see that. Let me just remove this. Let me delete. Sorry. Let me delete this. Yeah, good. So now, looking at the lower time frame, So I'll be looking for, because I would on a normal day, someone would have looked into like taking a short from this place, but that's not going to give me a good risk to reward. So if I'm taking a short position here, maybe we have a bearish candle. Let's say we have a bearish candle here and I take a short, it's not going to give me a good risk to reward trade. Yes, because my stop loss will be here. So I usually like to have a trade where I'm going to have a good risk to reward. So I'll be looking at a short if we go back to this area of value and we like close below it. Maybe we have a consolidation below it and a bearish massive confirmation. So I'll be looking at a short here and a long if we break out and stay above this area of value, which is around $1,966. So that's my that's the scenario where I'll be looking for a long or short trade on Ethereum. So I can also like place a trend line or connect a trend line from this place to this and see what's going to happen. Maybe the price is going to respect this trend line, which is likely going to happen, and push up or later break to the downside. So just to confirm what I said earlier on. So now, after Ethereum, I'm looking at Matic. Yeah, I'm looking at Matic. I'm looking at Matic. Okay, good. So let's look at Matic. Let's look at the chart of Matic and see what we have here. Let's scale to the daily time frame and let's start analyzing right from the daily time. Look at Matic, you see that the market has been in a massive downtrend over a long period of time, even though that's general about all the assets we've had in the crypto market since 2021. We've been in a massive downtrend. And just right here, we've had an uptrend from March. Let me just zoom this and probably delete this trend line. So on Matic, okay. From January, we've had a massive uptrend and we broke this area of value to the upside around here, but we couldn't stay above it. Then we broke to the downside again, and then we've had since March, March 11, we've been having an uptrend. Now we are back to this area of value. So one thing about the way I trade is that when we are at an area of value, I have two buyers. Even though my strong buyers, and this will depend on what Bitcoin does actually, because I use Bitcoin as a confluence for most of my trades on altcoin. So if you have a bullish, let's say we have a bullish candle or a bullish confirmation, my highest probability is like trying to look for a massive uptrend from this area of value, maybe to this area. So I'll be looking for a confirmation to ride the market up, to take a long position from this place to this place, unless we have a breakout to the downside. So it is only the only scenario where I'll be going short on Matic is when we have a break to the downside. If you have a break to the downside and maybe a consolidation, let me just use this. Maybe we have a break to the downside and a little bit consolidation here. I'll be looking to short the market and target maybe this area of value. So let me just draw my areas of value. Yeah, good. So that's the only scenario where I'll be looking to short Matic. But generally, I'll be looking for a long trade on Matic. If you have a bullish confirmation, maybe you have a strong strong daily close or something like that. So, and I can scale to the 1 hour and see, even though looking at this 1 hour, we've been in a massive downtrend, but then I'll still be looking at a scenario where the market is going to bounce this support and ride to the upside. So if I'm going to take a long trade, if I get a confirmation, if I'm going to be taking a long trade, these are the zones I'll be targeting. I'll be targeting this as my first target, and somewhere around here as my second target, this place. Oh, sorry, okay, good. And maybe this place is my third target. So now this is kind of trade that's going to give me a good risk to reward ratio, because when it comes to trading, you need to understand that one of the most important concepts, maybe if I'm taking a long trade here, for example, after getting a confirmation, I have my stop loss a little bit below this area of value, and I'll be looking to ride this trend to this place. This is going to give me like 1 ratio 5.5 risk to reward. This is massive. So if I can get a bullish confirmation, this is going to be a very good trading opportunity for us guys. And in a case where this market breaks to the downside, then it's going to be a long ride down, because we have a lot of gaps, a lot of liquidity around this place to fill. So if you have a break to the downside, which is likely not going to happen, but nobody can tell exactly what's going to happen in the crypto market. So if we have a break to the downside, we might be going down to this area of value, which I believe might not happen anytime soon. So the best thing I'll be looking for on Matic is maybe a bullish confirmation around this area. But let me just save this, and let me just save this on my laptop and see what's going to happen. So the scenario where I'll be looking for a long trade is what I have mentioned on this 1 hour time frame. And if I'm going to be looking at a short trade at all, maybe we have a break to the downside of this area of value, and maybe this area support on a 1 hour too. Maybe if I have this support on the 1 hour too, if this is broken, I'll be taking a short trade, and that's going to give me a good risk to reward ratio. So when I look at my trade, I look for opportunities to go long and short. Then I look for the one that has maybe the highest probability and the highest chance of giving me a good risk to reward in my trade. So this is also very, very important when you are looking for trade opportunities. So sorry, so that is that about my trade on Matic. So let's look at Mana. Let's look at Mana. Mana is one of the crypto asset I like to trade. Let's look at Mana, then we look at Dodge and some other trades. So let's look at Mana. Okay, good. We have decentralized Mana. That's actually one of the coins that gave me a lot of money during the last bull market. So let's look at Mana. Just like every other coin out there, we have a massive downtrend, but right from January we've been in an uptrend. And let me just zoom this out a little bit and find a way to draw my area of values. So we have an area of support here, right? Then we have this maybe as a resistance on this higher time frame, somewhere around here. Even though sometimes I prefer to use the zone so that I prefer to use this rectangle so that I'll be able to like capture some zone. But then it's fine using this line too. Anyone you feel is very good for you to use, you can just use it. So just like I had on Matic, I'll be looking for a potential buy opportunity on Mana if we have a bullish confirmation, because this is an area of support and we have not shown a sign of breaking below this area of support. So until we break below this area of support and maybe go to this support zone, which should be very visible on the lower time frame, then that's when I'll be looking for a short trade to capture all the liquidity around this place. So the opportunity I'll be looking for is to buy around this zone. Maybe when we have a little bit of consolidation here. So let me pick this. So let's say we have some consolidations around this place and a massive breakout. Then I might just put a counter trend line around here if we have that kind of consolidation, and take a long at this area of value. So if I'll be taking a long at this area of value, let's see if we are going to have a good risk to reward ratio. So let's say I'm taking a long here and my stop loss is here. Then let me just scale to the lower time frame and see the levels where I'll be taking okay, good. So let me draw some area of values we have on this 1 hour time frame. We have an area of value here, then we have one here too, right? So if I'll be taking a long trade on decentralized Mana, then it will be maybe after the break of this counter trend line, because this is a little bit of consolidation. So when we have a break of this counter trend line, so I'll be taking a long around here, put my stop loss here, which is a little bit wide, and then my overall target will be here. This is a trade of 3.4 risk to reward. Well, it's still actually nice, even though I'm looking at my stop loss. So I'll be watching my stop loss to see if I can move a little bit downwards, or it will be perfect depending on what happens during the week. Because to me, this is not the best place to put my stop loss, and I'm not sure this will be the best entry. But then I'll be looking at this trade. Let me just save it right here, and I'll be looking at this trade during the week and see how we can go about it. And if there is a need to maybe make another video, supplementary video to confirm this, I'm going to make a supplementary video on that. But then that's the scenario I'll be looking for on Matic, unless we have, let's say we have a bullish candle, maybe a daily candle close, a bullish daily candle close today or tomorrow, then you can be rest assured that you can take a long trade. But then aside that, I'll be looking to take a long trade if we have a little bit of consolidation and a breakout of that consolidation. So let me just get rid of this and let's continue. So that's the scenario where I would like to be going long on Matic. So I won't be going short until we break out of this area and maybe come to this area of value too and have a breakout to the downside. If we have a breakout to the downside, maybe we have something like this. Maybe have something like this, and we break this one to the downside. Then I might be taking a short trade on a bigger perspective. So that's what I'll be looking for on Mana. So let's look at mask. Let's look at mask. Let's look at mask. MASK. One of the crypto assets. Yeah, good. This is mask. So mask also is at an area of value, an area of support. And looking at this 1 hour, I'll be looking for a pattern, maybe a flag pattern or a triangle that's going to give me an assurance that we are going to have a bullish breakout. Or maybe I'll just put this rectangle around this area on a lower time frame. I'll be looking at this from a lower time frame perspective because this is a downtrend on a lower time frame. So I'll be looking for a long opportunity to ride this trend, to ride this market up again and go against this trend, even though they say the trend is your friend. But then this is just a 1 hour time frame, and if you look at the bigger perspective, you will see that we've been in an uptrend since around January. So let me just scale to maybe to the 4 hour or daily, and we can see that. So yeah, so we've been in an uptrend since January. Yeah, the market has been going in an uptrend since January, and we broke this area of value. So for those of us that have been looking, am I trading against the trend? No, I'm not trading against the trend. We were just looking at the lower time frame. So let's go back to our lower time frame and analyze. So I'll be looking at maybe a breakout of this rectangle. Well, this is a little bit of consolidation on the 1 hour. And once you have a breakout, I'll be looking to ride this market to the upside and target these areas of value. So this, my first target will be around here. My second target will be somewhere around here. And my overall target is going to be around here. So once I'm able to get a confirmation, a bullish breakout of this rectangle and a confirmation, I'm going to be taking a long trade on mask. This is the only scenario I'll be looking. I'm not looking at the short trade on mask, even though I know there is a probability of the markets coming to clear the liquidity around this zone, and that's only going to happen if you have a break to the downside, maybe a massive breakout to the downside, and maybe a lot of conferences from Bitcoin or DXY, and maybe things happening in the forex market too, like the neons and stuff like that. So that's what I'll be looking at on mask. So let's quickly go to INJ and STG, some of the coins. No, let's look at XLM. Let's look at XLM. XLM is a pretty close scenario to, I have a scenario that is pretty close to what I just analyzed now, and I can have a connecting a trend line here. Let me just delete this. Let me remove this. Fine. So now, the only scenario I'll be looking at here is a long trade. Maybe when the market come back to this area of value and have a a bullish confirmation. So let's say, for example, the market comes back here. Let's say this market come back to this area of value, a little bit of consolidation or a bullish confirmation. So I'm looking for, and also if there is a breakout of this horizontal support, I'll still be looking for a buy opportunity until we have a break of this trend line support to the downside. Unless we have a break to this downside from this trend line support, I will not be looking for a short opportunity. So the things I'll still be looking for on XLM is potential long opportunities around this place or this place. So maybe we have the market come back to this area of value. I might be looking for a long opportunity around here. My stop loss will be a little bit here, and this is going to be my overall target. So this is going to give me a risk to reward of 1:6.7, and I'm going to draw my first target will be around here. And the reason why I do this is because anytime market gets to some areas of value on lower time frame, there tends to be some reversals. There is always some reversals when market goes to these areas of value on a lower time frame. So that's why I'll be most of the time I take partial profit at the first target, or sometimes I move my stop loss to entry and look for a way to ride the market to the upside. So this should be my second target somewhere around there, and this should be my overall target. So with this, I'll be having a risk to reward of 5.98. So that's pretty cool on XLM. So the only scenario I'll be looking for short on XLM is if we have a break to the downside of this trend line. Yeah. So let's look at STG, and okay, this is STG. This is one of the coins I trade a lot. You can see I have a lot of stuffs, and even though I trade this mostly using 5-minute time frames, scalp trading actually most times, but then it's still something you can analyze. So let's look at the daily on STG and see what we have here on the daily. Let me just delete, even though I'll still be needing these areas of value. But then one thing is that this major area of value has been broken, the downside, and I can just put another line right here. So I'll be looking for a bullish confirmation to ride this market up again, or a bearish breakout to the downside. So if I have a bearish breakout to the downside and I have a confirmation below it, I might be taking a short trade and I'll be targeting this zone. I'll be targeting this area of value as my overall target. So let's see what happens during the week. But then my bias is still a long trade once I get a confirmation on a lower time frame for this area of support where the market is currently at. Sorry, this market looks so, this particular chart looks so jam-packed. It's because I trade this mostly on the lower time frame, and I had to like draw my levels. And you can see, if you scale to the 5 minutes, you see that I took some trades on this market, and yes, you can see I took some trades on this market, and yes, you can see right there. So that is that. So let me scale back to the 4-hour and look at INJ, and that will be the end for this. So INJ has been in an uptrend, looking at this 4-hour, and currently at an area of value, an area of support. I was trading this two on the 5 minutes, so just ignore all this long and short trade stuff you have. So I'll be looking at a scenario where this market is going to come back to this support and push up. So something like this, then a push up. Once I can get a bullish confirmation, I'll be looking at a push up to back to this area of value. So that's the scenario I'll be looking at on this trade. The only reason why I'll be going short on this, if we have a break, let me just put a trend line. I can get an opportunity to put a trend line to at this place. Not sure what's going on. Good. Even though this is not perfect, but at least it connects to major swing point on this chart. So if I have a massive, if be a massive bearish break of this trend line and a little bit of consolidation below it, then I'll be going short on this trade. But then that is not what exactly I'm looking at. But if it happens, fine. It's going to provide an opportunity to go short on this trade. So that's where I'll be ending this video for this week. So make sure you look at this opportunity and stick to all these potential opportunities I've talked about in this trade, and look at how you can maximize them during the week and take some trade and make money for yourself. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so, because it's going to help me. And make sure you like this video. It's very, very important. Make sure you like this video. It's very, very important. It's going to help me by letting YouTube algorithm push this video to a lot of people so that they can benefit from it too. So see you next week, and make sure I release videos every week concerning crypto trading, forex trading, and how to make money generally in Nigeria. So if I'm from Nigeria, if I'm from Africa, and if you're not from Africa also, you can actually benefit from all this analysis and some potential trade opportunities and videos about technical analysis, crypto trading, forex trading, and stuff. So make sure you subscribe. Kindly do that right now, and I'm going to see you next week.